Her name was Margaret, 72 years old, retired school teacher, sharp as a tack, funny, proud of her garden and her grandchildren. And every single morning, for the past 40 years, she did the same thing. She walked into her bathroom, turned on the tap, grabbed her bar of soap, and scrubbed her face clean. Twice a day, morning and night. Soap, water, rinse, repeat. She thought she was doing everything right. So when she sat down across from me in the exam room, I wasn't expecting what I saw. Her skin looked tired. Dry patches along her cheeks, fine lines that looked deeper than they should for her age, a dull, almost papery texture across her forehead. She told me it had been getting worse for the past few years. She'd tried more moisturizers, more creams, more products. Nothing was working. And then she said something I hear all the time. "Doctor, I take really good care of my skin. I wash it every single day." That's when I realized the thing she thought was helping her was the exact thing causing the damage. I want to be clear right up front. I'm Dr. Daniel Hayes, and today I'm going to tell you something that seems completely backwards when you first hear it. Something your grandmother probably never told you. Something most people over 60 have no idea about. Stopping, or dramatically changing, how you use soap could be one of the most powerful things you do for your skin. Not a cream, not a serum, not an expensive treatment. A change in how you clean your face. Now, before you close this video thinking I've lost my mind, stay with me. Because what I'm about to walk you through is backed by serious scientific research. And once you understand what's actually happening on the surface of your skin every single day, you'll never look at your bar of soap the same way again. Let's start with something most people have no idea exists. Here's the thing they never taught you in school. Your skin is not just a covering, it is a living ecosystem. Right now, on the surface of your face, there are billions of tiny microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic creatures. And they are not the enemy. They are the workers. They are your protection. Scientists call this the skin microbiome. Think of it like a garden. And just like a real garden, it needs balance. When it's healthy and thriving, it does an extraordinary job. It keeps your skin hydrated. It fights off harmful bacteria. It locks in moisture. It helps regulate the delicate acid layer that protects you. It keeps your skin smooth, firm, and resilient. And here's the most important part of everything I'm going to say today. That skin microbiome, that garden, is disrupted every single time you wash with conventional soap. Not a little disrupted, significantly disrupted. A study published in the British Journal of Dermatology found that women between the ages of 40 and 50 who showed signs of premature skin aging had notably different skin microbiomes than women of the same age whose skin looked younger. The microbiome in prematurely aged skin was more fragile, less resilient, and dominated by a type of bacteria linked to accelerated skin breakdown. In plain English, the state of your skin microbiome is directly connected to how old your skin looks. Now here's where soap comes in. Conventional soap, the traditional bar of soap, is alkaline. Your skin naturally sits at a slightly acidic level, somewhere between 4.5 and 5.5 on the pH scale. You don't need to know what pH means. All you need to know is this. Soap shifts your skin away from where it needs to be to stay healthy. It strips away the natural oils. It disrupts the protective acid layer. Scientists call it the acid mantle. And it washes away large portions of that microbiome garden every single time you use it. And this isn't a small thing. Research shows that harsh cleansers, including alkaline soaps, directly damage the proteins and lipids in the outermost layer of your skin, compromising its ability to hold in moisture and defend against the environment. What you see as squeaky clean skin after washing with soap, that squeaky feeling is not clean. That squeaky feeling is your skin stripped bare, defenseless, drying out. And if you're doing this twice a day, every day, year after year, which Margaret had been for 40 years, you are slowly, steadily, and silently accelerating the aging of your skin every single day. Now here's why this matters so much more as we get older, and why I want every person watching this to really pay attention. After 60, your skin already faces natural challenges it didn't have at 40. Slower cell turnover, less natural oil production from the sebaceous glands, thinner, more delicate layers, lower production of the proteins that give skin its bounce and firmness. Your skin is working harder than ever just to maintain itself. It needs every bit of natural support it can get. And twice a day, with a bar of soap, millions of people are stripping away that support system entirely. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a garden that is already dealing with a cold season. The soil is still rich, the plants are still there, but things are more fragile than they used to be. Now imagine you come out every morning and every evening and pour a bucket of harsh cleaning fluid over it. You wash away the good soil, kill off the beneficial microbes, strip out the protective layer that holds moisture in. What do you think happens to that garden over time? That's exactly what years of overwashing does to aging skin. The protective barrier weakens, the moisture escapes. The skin becomes dry, thin, and reactive. Lines deepen faster, redness increases, inflammation sets in, and all of it accelerates the visual aging process. The the lines, the dullness, the sagging, at a pace your biology didn't intend. This is why Margaret's creams weren't working. She was trying to lock in moisture that soap was stripping out twice a day. It was like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. I didn't tell Margaret to do anything dramatic. There was no complicated program, no expensive products. I told her one thing: stop using regular soap on your face, and dramatically reduce how often you use it on your body. She looked at me the way most patients do, a little skeptical, a little worried. She'd been clean her whole life. The idea of not using soap felt almost wrong to her, almost unclean. I told her what I'm telling you now. Water is enough for most of your skin, most of the time. Your skin is designed to clean itself. That microbiome garden, when you stop stripping it away, when you finally let it do its job, it does a remarkable one. For her face, I told her to rinse with lukewarm water only. No soap, no harsh cleanser, just water. If she wanted a cleanser at all, use a gentle, soap-free, mildly acidic option designed to work with the skin's natural chemistry, not against it. For her body, she could still cleanse, but strategically. Focus on areas where bacteria and odor genuinely need addressing. Underarms, groin, feet. Leave the rest to water. That was it. That was the whole change. 4 weeks later, Margaret came back in. I want to be honest, I wasn't expecting what I saw either. Her skin looked different. Not dramatically different in the way a filter makes someone look different on a phone. Genuinely different. There was hydration in her cheeks that hadn't been there before. The deep dryness along her jawline had softened. The dull, papery look that had made her appear older than she was. It was fading. She said her skin had felt irritated for as long as she could remember, a constant background tightness. That was gone. She said it was the first time in years her face felt comfortable just existing. She hadn't added a single product. She had removed one. Now, I told you this would be grounded in science, so let me share a few things that will put all of this in context, without making it complicated. Dr. James Hamblin is a physician who teaches at the Yale School of Public Health. He conducted a fascinating multi-year experiment on himself. He stopped using soap and all personal care products on his skin and studied what happened to his skin microbiome over time. What he found was striking. In the early weeks, his skin went through an adjustment period, a little oilier than usual as his body recalibrated. But over the following months, his skin settled into a balance it had never been allowed to find before. His microbiome diversified. His skin regulated itself. He wasn't alone in this. Research confirmed that each person has a unique skin microbiome that begins forming in early childhood. It feeds on the skin's natural oils and secretions. And when we repeatedly strip those oils away with soap, we are essentially starving and destroying the very system designed to keep our skin healthy. A separate clinical study found that a soap-free cleansing lotion, designed to respect the skin's natural pH and barrier, significantly improved skin hydration, skin tone, and barrier function across all skin types: dry, oily, combination, sensitive. Every group showed measurable improvement when they switched from conventional cleansers. And importantly, there were no adverse effects. Zero. Another study showed that when mild, pH-appropriate cleansers are used in place of traditional soap, the skin's microbiome network actually becomes stronger and more resilient, better able to protect itself against environmental stress. And that Unilever study published in the British Journal of Dermatology made something crystal clear. The people whose skin ages more slowly have microbiomes that are stronger, more diverse, and more connected. What all of this tells us, taken together, is this: protecting and restoring your skin microbiome may be the single most powerful anti-aging strategy for the skin that most people over 60 have never heard of. Not a cream, not a procedure. The invisible living layer that's been there your whole life, and that your soap has been washing away. The 4 changes that transformed Margaret's skin. So what exactly did Margaret do? Let me lay it out clearly, step by step, because these are the same steps I now walk many of my patients through. Change 1. She stopped using soap on her face entirely. Water only. Lukewarm water, not hot. Twice a day if she liked, but gentle. No rubbing, no scrubbing. Just a clean hand, lukewarm water, gentle rinse, and a soft pat dry. Hot water is just as much of a problem as soap. Hot water strips the natural oils in the same way. The water should feel warm and comfortable, never hot. On the days when she wanted something a little more, after wearing sunscreen or light makeup, she used a gentle, fragrance-free, soap-free cleanser with a pH that matched her skin's natural environment. Not alkaline, not foamy, not deep cleaning. The suds, by the way, are a marketing invention. Foaminess in a cleanser doesn't mean it's cleaning better. It usually means it's stripping more. Change 2. She stopped touching her face with harsh products. She looked at every product in her bathroom, toners, astringents, alcohol-based products, and removed anything that was designed to strip or purify deeply. Those products were making the same mistake as the soap. They were dismantling the barrier she needed to keep. She replaced them with nothing, literally nothing, and her skin thanked her for it. Change 3. She let her skin breathe. One of the most overlooked elements of skin health, especially after 60, is overtreatment. More is not more. Layering product after product morning and night creates its own set of problems. It clogs the microbiome. It interferes with the skin's natural temperature regulation and oil balance. Margaret's new morning routine took about 90 seconds. Warm water rinse, pat dry. A single lightweight moisturizer. Done. Her evening routine was the same. Gentle rinse if needed. Moisturizer. Done. She was sleeping better too, she told me, partly because her face wasn't irritated. That low-level skin inflammation that disrupts sleep more than most people realize? Gone. Change 4. She hydrated from the inside. This one isn't a surprise, but it matters so much that I have to say it. Everything we've talked about, the skin barrier, the microbiome, the moisture, depends heavily on one thing: how hydrated you are internally. Dehydrated skin cannot maintain its barrier. Full stop. No amount of topical product compensates for not drinking enough water. Especially after 60, when the body's thirst signals become less reliable, it is very easy to be chronically mildly dehydrated without even feeling thirsty. Margaret had been drinking 2 cups of coffee in the morning and maybe 4 glasses of water throughout the day. I told her to add 2 more glasses of plain water before noon. That was it. Simple, small, free. She said within 2 weeks, she noticed a difference in how her skin felt. Softer, more pliable, less tight. Not because she was a different person, because her skin finally had the water it needed to do its job. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, and I understand it completely. But doctor, if I stop using soap, won't I smell? Won't I get dirty? Won't I be unhygienic? It's a completely fair concern. We've been raised in a culture that treats soap as a non-negotiable. The commercials, the marketing, the social conditioning, all of it tells us that more washing equals more cleanliness equals better health. Here's the truth. Your skin naturally produces substances that control odor-causing bacteria. When the microbiome is healthy and balanced, it actually manages bacterial populations on its skin surface, including the ones that cause body odor. When you strip that microbiome repeatedly, the bacteria that replace it quickest are often the odor-producing ones. Your body can actually become more odor-prone when you overwash because you've removed the natural management system. Now, to be clear, I'm not suggesting abandoning hygiene. There are areas of the body that genuinely benefit from cleansing: underarms, the groin area, and feet. These areas have different microbial environments and higher concentrations of bacteria that produce odor. Cleaning these areas with a gentle, appropriate cleanser is perfectly sensible. But the face, and much of the rest of the body's surface, does not need daily soap, not even close. Dermatologists have been saying this for years, and the research increasingly supports it. The standard in most Western countries, daily full-body soap washing, is not a medical requirement. It is a modern habit, and it is one that costs millions of people their skin health, especially as they age. 6 weeks later. When Margaret came back for her follow-up, I took notes on what she told me. The dryness was gone. Not better, gone. She said she couldn't remember the last time her face felt like that. The fine lines along her cheeks, she said they looked softer. Not in a dramatic way, but her daughter had mentioned it without her prompting. "Mom, your skin looks really good lately." Margaret hadn't told her daughter she'd changed anything. That unsolicited comment meant more to her than any mirror. The perpetual tightness and occasional redness resolved. Her skin, she said, finally felt like her skin again. Not like something that was constantly fighting, constantly reacting, constantly needing attention. She had also stopped spending money. She'd been buying creams, serums, masks, trying to fix what her soap was breaking. She spent more on skincare every month than most people spend on groceries. Now she used 3 products: a gentle cleanser for light makeup days, a moisturizer, and sunscreen. That was her entire regimen. She looked at me at the end of that appointment and said something I haven't forgotten. "Doctor, I spent 40 years washing my skin into aging, and all I had to do to stop it was stop washing it so much." What you can do starting tonight. I want to give you something clear and actionable before you leave this video. Not vague advice, not a complicated protocol, real steps. Tonight, put the bar of soap somewhere else. Not the trash, just somewhere other than within reach of your face. Tomorrow morning, wash your face with lukewarm water only. Use your clean hands. Gentle circular motions. Rinse. Pat dry with a soft, clean towel. Do not rub. If your skin feels dry after, apply a simple, fragrance-free moisturizer. One that doesn't contain alcohol, harsh chemicals, or artificial fragrance. Look for something with hyaluronic acid or ceramides. Those words just mean ingredients that help your skin hold on to moisture. Because after decades of soap washing, your barrier needs support while it recovers. Give your skin 2 to 3 weeks to adjust. In the first week, you might notice it feels slightly different, maybe slightly more oily as your skin recalibrates after years of being stripped. That is normal. That is your skin trying to rebalance. Stay with it. If you want to use a cleanser at all, look for one labeled soap-free and pH balanced. Those two phrases tell you it was designed to work with your skin, not against it. Drink more water. Seriously, this one is free and the results show up on your face within weeks. And reduce the temperature of your shower. Hot water on the face and body strips the skin just like soap does. Warm, not hot. This one change alone, just turning the heat down, will make a noticeable difference in skin hydration within days. Finally, protect your skin from the sun every single day. Sunscreen. This is non-negotiable. UV exposure is the #1 external cause of accelerated skin aging. A daily SPF 30 or higher, applied after your moisturizer, is the one product that genuinely does what the advertisements promise. Margaret's story isn't unusual. I've seen versions of it dozens of times. People who come in frustrated because nothing is working, who are spending money on product after product, who feel like their skin is aging faster than it should, and who are unknowingly causing the damage themselves with a 40-year habit they never once questioned. What the research is telling us, more clearly each year, is that the skin is not a passive surface that we need to aggressively sanitize. It is a living, self-regulating system. It has its own intelligence. And when we get out of its way, when we stop stripping it, over-treating it, and disrupting its natural chemistry, it does something remarkable. It heals itself, it restores, it regulates. And for many people over 60, that restoration can produce visible results that no cream or serum ever delivered. The skin you have right now, no matter your age, is not the finished product. It is still responding, still adapting, still capable of looking and feeling better than it does today. You don't have to buy anything new to start. You have to stop doing one thing you've been doing every day for decades. The soap that you thought was taking care of you, it may have been one of the things aging you the fastest. Margaret figured that out at 72, and her skin got the last word. I'm Dr. Daniel Hayes. If someone you love has been struggling with dry, aging, or irritated skin, share this video with them. It might be the one thing nobody ever told them. And if this opens your eyes, I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, when did you last question your skincare routine? What surprised you most today?